The first prophecy of the Messiah is in Genesis chapter 3. After the devil, tricked Eve. Now technically, some people say it wasn't the devil, it was the serpent. It doesn't say it was the devil in this verse. I believe there are some New Testament passages that cross-reference back to that indicate it was indeed the devil in the serpent. But it doesn't say it in this passage, okay? The serpent, which was Satan, said to Eve, or the Lord said to the serpent, "Because thou hast done this thing," that is, tricked Eve, "thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life." Now let me stop right here. Some people are saying certain large snakes, like boas, I believe, and anacondas maybe, have bones in their abdomen where their hips should be. And this proves they used to walk on land. There was a big deal in the newspaper this week about them finding some fossil of a snake with legs. Several large creatures that do not walk, like a whale and these large snakes, do have bones in that region. But they're nothing to do with walking on land. Those bones are anchor points that different muscles attach to. And without those bones and those muscles, they cannot reproduce. It has nothing to do with walking and having legs. It has to do with making more baby snakes or whales or whatever the case may be. The body is so huge, they have to have the extra muscles and assistance there. So when he said you shall crawl on your belly, I don't know that we can find a scientific justification for this. And I don't know that we could prove the snake used to have legs and lost them other than from the Scripture. Maybe if somebody finds something, I'd like to read it. But I would have to take this just as simply miraculous. The Lord said, you're going to crawl on your belly and eat dust the rest of your life. But the next part of the verse is the first prophecy, Genesis 3:15, the first prophecy of the Messiah. The Lord said, "I will put enmity," arguments, fights, disagreements, hatred, "between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel." Now, a bruise on the heel is painful. You ever bruise your heel? Step on a stone? Man, it hurts for days, doesn't it? But it's not fatal. Seldom is a bruise on the heel fatal. Satan knows full well some seed of the woman is going to bruise his head. So he knows from this prophecy 6,000 years ago, the Lord said, someday a man's going to be born to a woman that's going to be your undoing. And so because he's scared stiff of what God's going to do to him, he's decided to try to frustrate the plans of God by killing or corrupting every human being alive. When we get to the days of Noah, he had just about everybody corrupted, didn't he? A few hundred years later, in the days of the Tower of Babel, just about got them all again. There have been many times down through history where just about everybody was corrupt. Satan's working awful hard, and I think most of his effort is because of this prophecy. He doesn't know who's going to bruise his head.